Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey.
Well, ready to let them loose?
Yep, that's it. Let's see if they make us run.
Oh,
Probably so.
yeah, that one tried to get after him, but other than that, what can you expect? I mean, can you blame him? Oh yeah, they're getting after us now. Go, Joey, go!
Hey man!
Hey, man, buddy. I'm gonna get in the truck. You gotta go back and get your camera.
But also, just get as many as you can off the one next to it. Get out.
You gotta move forward.
Do that side again. Y'all ready? Let's get started. All right, well, here we are again. Hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see who. Hey, Philip, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Joey?
All right.
I don't know why it tickled me to death. Every time I see that opening with you and Mike Berry, I just start laughing.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
How you doing, Tom?
Doing well.
That's great.
Tired, but we're good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. Melissa's a little bit not feeling 100%, so she's sleeping.
I was trying to read, see who's over here. It's moving so fast. Let's see.
What's up, DC?
We got Tar Heel, DC, Russell, James, Mike, Tangway, Gunline Bees, Roy Pro, Island Honey. I can't see that other one. Bee Collector. My eyes are blurry. I've had to take so much dead gum medicine.
You're right.
Did I miss anybody? Jack and Danae.
Mm-hmm.
Clay Bonner. Hey, I think I got it.
Hey, you know who's somebody I haven't seen in a little while on here?
Who's that?
Jack and Danae.
Hey. Well, now you do.
That's right. They've missed some of my shenanigans then, I think.
Yeah.
Bless their heart.
I don't know if they missed us or we missed them more.
I know, right? They're always in there, you know, spreading good cheer and what have you. So
It's Jonathan. I don't know about y'all, but I hadn't seen a bee hardly this week. This was gonna be the perfect week for me to move all those hives that I've been wanting to move. Not a whole lot, but it'd have been a good week. And Monday I felt kind of bad. It was cool. Bees wasn't flying. I said, I'll see how I feel tomorrow. It was colder. And I felt worse.
that's not good.
Hey, Keith. But I said, well, maybe tomorrow. And then that day it was Wednesday. I think it was raining. Rained all day, so I couldn't do it. And then, man, Thursday and Friday I felt bad too. It's been that way all week. I said, I ain't moving a bee. I'll wait the next cold spell. But it's been in the 40s all week here.
Been cold for you guys then.
Yeah.
It's the same where I am. Today it was supposed to be 50, but it sure felt like 40.
Yeah, it was warmer today, but it rained, you know. Rained most of the night. Just shower, not a real hard rain. So that's been my beekeeping experience.
I feel like most of the country, north to south, maybe not extreme south, has been experiencing cooler than average temperatures, particularly for December. You know, like for us here in the Midwest, it's been a cold December, and we're not even. Let's see, what's today? The 6th. So we're barely the first week into December, and honestly, the last 2 weeks for us, I don't think bees have been flying, if any or at all. It's just been pretty cold. I would say we're seeing chilly temperatures and snow because we've had 2 snowfalls. I mean, significant measurable ones. The last one was about a 2.5 to 3. And the first one we had, which was about a week, a little less than a week before that, was about 5 inches. So pretty uncommon for us to get that much snow and have that much chilly weather in December.
Yeah, it's the same for us. It's been cooler than I expected, because I probably need to go feed a few times down the crossroads. I also need to move some bees out there. We've been just busy getting ready for March. So,
Let's see. Did I miss anything over there? Flower Street.
I guess that means Brian's back in Colorado, and he's already left warm Florida
I
weather.
got a bone to pick with Brian. He needs to get on here.
Uh-oh. I'll get the boxing gloves out. You guys can duke it out. That's how it works out with the boys' house.
I finally got around to making some stuff. What's it called? That lotion. Lotion you put your hands down. What's that called?
Hey, Philip, your audio is really bad. Like,
Yeah, I'm on the speaker in the car, so it could be talking.
Okay. Well, I think your microphone is just not picking up well.
Okay.
I'll say that. Talk again.
Okay. How about that?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I had you down in the console there. But yeah, I finally got around to making some of that the lotion bars, and they sold like crazy. I made 18 of them, and I sold 15 of them.
Nice. That's a good ROI right there, man. You know.
I was gonna ask Brian why he didn't tell me about those earlier.
So, Philip, we have never made those, nor have we sold those. But I will tell you this: there's a couple of guys in our area that I would say market similar to what some of us do. You know, I feel like we market very well, and he claims the exact same thing of what you are saying. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, I don't know why you guys are not making lotion bars, because he said we cannot basically we cannot keep them in stock, is what he says. So
I'm really just picking because Brian's been bugging me for like over a year to make those.
Huh.
Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Philip, I don't know why you're not making lotion bars.
That sounded just like Brian too.
Those really sell good, Brian.
My wife and the grandkids every now and then they'll make them, but they don't make enough for me to sell. They just make enough for them.
Now we put them front and center, and we opened them up so they could see that pretty little bee. We got that same bee mold that Brian uses, and you put that out there, and I let them touch one of them. And, oh yeah, they just fly off the rack, man.
So Philip, Norman said lotion out of wax, I assume, ? You want to answer that?
Yeah, I'll tell you the formula. I just looked up something online. Brian didn't give me that. He lets me steal a little bit, but he doesn't let me steal everything. Yeah, it's 1/3 equal parts beeswax. Mine are. Brian's has different stuff. Mine are beeswax, coconut oil, and shea butter. And it's 1/3 parts equal. And then in about 9 ounces of all of that, you put about a half a teaspoon of vitamin E oil. And then if you want some scent, you put any kind of the essential oil you like the smell of. I did Brazilian orange is what I did. I did an unscented and a Brazilian orange. And they
Which
both
one sold better?
I think the Brazilian. Well, there was only 3 bars left, and both of those was unscented. And the Brazilian orange was the one I had as a display. So I would say the Brazilian orange, but it was pretty close. Pretty close to you.
So Brian said, remember, Philip, I get 10%.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to put him on retainer, that's for sure. Yeah, and I've been looking at his website, trying to steal his pricing, so, and all that stuff. But I don't charge as much as Brian does. So if out there doesn't wants to order something from me, I'll beat Brian's prices. Actually, as they were selling so fast, I was like, Philip, you know what Brian is doing? You should have just put the same dance on it and made more money. But there's always next year. You know, we can always increase our prices next year.
That's right. Well, when you feel like you've got a good following and you feel like that you've got your product recipe honed into that perfect spot and you've got a good trusted clientele, then you can do your little price bumps or price increases because you got them locked in, right?
Yeah, I had a lady and her daughter came up, and her daughter reached in there. I've been putting my lip balms in the gift baskets, so I probably had 10 or 12 lip balms is all I had on the table. And right off the bat, a lady and her daughter came up, and her daughter grabbed 4 of them and handed me a $20 bill because they're $5 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And she got all the unscented. And her mom said, "You don't remember her?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't think so." She said, "Yeah, you gave her one of those lip balms the last time y'all was here because I think she bought some money and gave me a 20 and told me keep the change, wouldn't take the $4 change back." So I just handed her a lip balm. I said, "This is for being so nice. Just take this." And she took that lip balm home, and now she was back to buy 4 more. So it's like a little drug deal. You can have this one for free, but the next one costs you.
You hooked her.
Yeah.
Who the heck is that famous person there?
Yeah, there. Not too much, man. You wouldn't even come meet me the other day. I was all the way in Texas over there by Philip.
Well,
He wouldn't even come.
That was my fault. You called me. I hadn't even
about being with his mom.
You hadn't even taken a shower. And I was sitting in my house, and you was almost as close as I was to my place at that point when you finally texted me. But it was my fault.
I thought about calling you at 4:30 in the morning when I first got on the road, but I didn't think you'd appreciate it.
Keep ringing until he picks up.
I may not have been awake, but I was pretty darn close to being awake because I don't sleep late much these days. But yeah, I meant Mike to get a hold of you and see if you might want to come over and then on a Wednesday and stay in the cabin, and so you just have like an hour left on your trip. And I should have done it because I didn't know you was going to be traveling that early.
Yeah, I'd have done it too, man. I'd have been there the night before. That
would have been a lot of fun. We could have hung out in the evening and maybe grilled something and had a drink or two and put you on the road back. You know, you'd had an easy drive that morning then, not that long thing.
Yeah, it wasn't all that bad, though. I love the speed limit,
deal. You're popular out here in Texas, man. You'll be back.
No, I tell you, man, and I got off the interstate and the speed limit stayed the same, 75 on a 2-lane road. So it really wasn't a bad shot over there.
And I don't know if you know it, but if you're not comfortable driving that fast, they usually have wide shoulders, and if somebody gets behind you, you just ease over on the shoulder and then pass it. It's like a courtesy thing in Texas. You just move over and let the person go on.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice deal.
You was a good piece from home then, wasn't you, Mike? If you was past Phillips.
He was going pretty much the same distance as going to my farm, not all the way up to Dallas. He was going to Waco.
All right.
Lost my microphone. There we go. Now you hear me? I lost my microphone for a minute.
Oh.
We hear you.
Yeah, I was a long way. It was a nice drive. I've never been to Waco. That's that little downtown area is real pretty down there. So
you see that courthouse in Waco?
Huh?
Did you see? No, that's Waxahachie I'm thinking about, not Waco.
I got up early and took pictures in the town. The thing started, rode around a little bit in the morning. It's a pretty nice little place. It was a good conference too. They had it wasn't any really bigger than. It was about the same as Louisiana's, but the vendor area was like twice the size of Louisiana's. It was really a nice vendor area. I don't know how well everybody did. I know, Hilco did average that I could tell, but, nothing to write home about necessarily, but it was worth the trip, I would think. But the vendor area was huge.
Yeah,
and then Man Lake kills me. I don't get Man Lake at all. They come, the lady shows up, she sits there, she's got like 5 items on the table. 4 or 5 pre-orders, and then the rest of the weekend just sits there, and like there's nothing to draw anybody to the tables. That's been the third conference I've seen them do that. And I just wonder what they're even doing anymore. That's the only vendor I saw there that really, and she's a sweet lady. I mean, I talked to her a little bit, and I hated it for her to just kind of sit there, but they fly her in just to do that. And it's like, that was the only vendor I saw there that didn't have much activity.
You don't have anything for people to look at. Didn't expect
Right.
it.
But it was a good one. Texas was good, man. I met a lot of nice folks, and I met some people that are double members in our association in Louisiana and in Texas. And it was a pretty nice conference. I'm glad I went.
They had a good lineup of speakers I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many
They had
people
one
attended?
It might have been maybe 200 or less, maybe.
Oh.
I would think. It wasn't huge. Like, it wasn't like big. Like North Carolina is pretty big when I went there, but it was average about like Louisiana and Mississippi, where they're all about the same. Say anywhere from, say, 175, 250, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Pretty decent crowd, but then Texas has an excuse because it's so doggone big. You can see people not wanting to drive over there, but
Yeah, I went to one in Plano last year because that was real close to my home, but they didn't have nearly as good a lineup of speakers as that one. And I think all those conferences like that have a lot to do with, who's running the association that year. Because it takes a few people that just really want to make it better,
Well, it's like actually I was talking to Tom. What was that yesterday? Tom, I was talking to you, but like to get a really good lineup of speakers, they gotta spend some money, and they gotta and it's a lot to put those people up and to get them in there to really get some of the heavy hitters I'm talking about. Now usually like somebody like Texas A&M and all, I would imagine they come for free, like Mississippi and Virginia. The Virginia Tech guys all came. It was part of they were on the clock and they just got a stipend or something or some per diem, but they flew a lady into Virginia from Montana State on virology, and I'm sure that that cost them a lot of money. So it's depending who's running it, how things are going, and as I understand it, it's expensive. But as I've seen, I just know what people charge, and I know it's expensive. So depending on how they want to handle it, who they want to call, and how much they want to spend can really determine who comes. And it's a shame because I just see those events. I've said it before when I was on here from Virginia. I just see those events. It's such a great networking opportunity and all. Like it shouldn't. I mean, you should be able to get like one good keynote speaker, and that should be enough for an association, because you should want to be there just to be with the other beekeepers, discuss, meet up with people you haven't seen. That's what I do, man. I talk as I do now. I talk a lot, but I'll get in there and start talking with people. Man, I don't know. I make relationships at all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got a new queen cell supply now that's a little closer to home if I don't go all the way to Darren's one day or whatever, So just met her in Mississippi. I mean, I would have never known about her.
I meant to ask you who that was.
I got her name. I got her card. She's in Magnolia.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so that's right up before I even get to Macomb. So that's pretty close, just north of Kentwood. But it's just, to me, you miss out on all that. And, the vendor deals, of course, at shows are usually 10% off. You can pre-order for any of the big companies. They'll bring stuff to you, things like that. And that used to be a big deal when there wasn't free shipping around years ago. But now with free shipping, that's not as big of a deal. But still, I don't know. I think it's a good idea when people go. Yeah, see, Michael was there. I see him 21st B. Talked to him a little bit, but he sold out most everything he had there. There's just that was a good vendor area. It really was. It was impressive for a small conference.
So you'll go back if you ask?
I would go back. I'd go back if and of course, I was there helping Hilco. But shoot, man, just because I'm helping them, man, I still get around. I'm still in the lobby talking to folks. I talked to Corey and found out who swiped my dang wax separator before I could get to it.
Hey, Mike, let's hunt him down, buddy. You and me together, man.
Yeah,
we're going after him.
I know right where he's sitting right now.
We're gonna go after him, Mike.
Joey and I were on the way to the Purvis meeting in Mississippi. And I said, holy cow, Joe. I said, man, should I buy this? Should I call him? I said, I need to call him. I said, that's a great deal. And I texted him, man, and he texted me back. And I said, who was it? And he wouldn't tell me at first. So then poor Natalie, she does a video, and I go on her video. I watch her video. I get done. And I made the comments. I said, hey, you didn't have to get any new equipment, did you, by any chance? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that sounded guilty. So now I'm thinking Natalie and them got it, you know? And then I find out it's Tom like a couple weeks ago.
Tom got it.
So Mike, actually, you're going to have to take up your fight with Melissa, because that day that he posted it, I don't remember what I was doing, but I was elbow deep in dirt. I remember that, but I don't remember what job it was that I was on. And I didn't pay attention to it right away, but periodically I'll pull my phone out and check it, see if I have messages or something that I missed, and try to hit, quick send a message back, throw it back in my pocket, and keep working along. Well, Melissa had messaged me, and she sent me a picture of that wax separator, the Maxant wax separator. And then when I clicked on the link, it's Corey, and I'm like, what the heck?
That's what I did.
Yeah. So then what I did is
Corey. I know him.
I didn't message through Marketplace. I went straight to Corey's number and I pulled it up. I'm like, hey, you still got that? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm interested. And I'm like, we just need to figure. I mean, I looked at it. I'm like, I wasn't even going to negotiate with them. I'm like, the price is right. I knew that, he's a trustworthy source. So I could just say, hey, man, does everything work all right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, good enough. I'm like, well, how can we figure out a meetup? Because I knew he was going to be coming up to St. Louis because we were bringing him up. I'm like, hey, can you bring it up when you come up? And I'm like, if need be, I can send you the money ahead of time. But if not, I'll just pay you when you get here. And he's like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And I'm like, well, perfect. I'm like, I'm in. I'm like, Melissa wants it. So let's just, it's a done deal.
That was the same thing with me. I looked and that's Corey Stevens. So I pulled him up my contacts. I texted him directly. And that's when he said it was already gone. So now you have revealed all I got to do now is hijack Corey.
That's right. That's right. Well, what's funny is when he came up, or he was coming up to go, let me think about this. I think, oh man, I'm trying to remember now. I think it was he was coming to, because Corey goes from Southern Missouri up to St. Louis, and he flies out of St. Louis or Lambert International, which is our international airport hub in St. Louis there. Mm-hmm. And I think if I remember right, it was either the weekend before. I think it was the weekend before, because the next weekend he was going to Appomondia. And so I said, hey, if you're coming up, I'll just drive up towards St. Louis and I'll just meet up with you, whatever, no big deal. I'm like, I even said to him, I'm like, hey, let's just do dinner. If you guys got a few minutes, we'll grab dinner, catch up, the girl, us and the girls, and we'll just, have a good time. And then he ended up forgetting it. And I'm like, oh, all good. And I'm like, you have any other times you're coming up? Because I'm like, I can just give you the money now and we'll figure out the deal later. Because I'm like, I don't need it until next year. So I really don't care. And anyway, it worked out the next weekend because he's like, yeah, I'm going to be going back up to St. Louis to fly back out. And I'm like, well, let's just meet up then. So I don't remember if it was the Appomondia one or the week before or whatever. But anyway, that's how the whole thing worked out. But like I said, the first time he was coming up, he actually forgot it. So anyway,
he said a lot of people bid on that post quick.
I figured, the price was right. Corey could have gotten more for that if he really wanted to. I just think that he just, he just didn't really have the use for it.
I didn't have room for it anyway.
Mike, this is what I'm going to do for you, buddy. Since you and I are friends, I want you to get advantage of this, okay? Okay, come up to St. Louis, hang out with me, okay? You can bring up your wax cappings and use it here and then help me extract too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds like a great deal.
Always a giver. Tom's always a giver.
He's just so generous.
Philip, I'm just helping out mankind here, buddy. Leaving the world a better place in which I found it.
No, that's a businessman that knows what it costs for labor right there.
What's up, Big Mike?
Not much. Just had our December bee meeting. We had Frederick Dunn as he zoomed in.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Y'all had it tonight?
Yeah, he talked for an hour. Talked about pretty much. He said it's his trial run for his knobby.
Oh.
So I guess I can skip his talk.
Yeah. He might have it tweaked.
Well, I'm sure the video will be better.
Yeah.
than on my tablet.
Yeah.
I don't. This is off the subject. I don't know if anybody has a clear view of the east, but there's a real pretty blood moon out there tonight.
It was dark when I walked to the honey house.
It's
Didn't
pretty
see no
low in the horizon right now. Of course, that's when it's big and pretty, you know. Starting to turn kind of yellow-orange now, but it was really red earlier. It's
You
not
sure?
a full moon. It's, what do you call it, a waning or waxing or what?
Are you sure something's not on fire out there?
I don't think so. Could
Okay,
be
that's good.
smog or something. Smog to make it pretty.
Hey, so I have a question for everybody. Maybe it's just me, but does anybody feel like they haven't seen as many? When I'm talking to Nobby in the advertisements, because Michael with 21st Bee made a comment here, which made me think of it. I feel like this year I have not seen nearly as many advertisements for pre-order specials or any of that sort of thing through the Nobby Facebook page. Am I wrong there, or has everybody else noticed the same thing?
I'd have to go there to know.
I don't know. I saw one from Bob Benny today, just a little while ago.
Yeah, he's got 15% off. I think he's set on there like the entire store, minus maybe a couple of things.
I've been on Facebook all of about 4 days, so that's not going to be a good source for you.
I hadn't really paid anything any attention. I seen John's, but I think I saw that through some of his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing his since a long time. I've seen a couple. I've seen 4 or 5. Really, that's it.
I know I need to order my 20 cleaning splitters I get from John every year, but I don't know. I'd like to have a camping tank, but I don't have anywhere to put it right now.
Might
Put
talk
it
me
in,
into a honey pump.
just put it in your son's room.
Yeah,
Put it in Noah's room.
you can walk around this every day.
How big a one you looking for, Philip?
Well, I've got a 20 frame extractor that's still in the plastic, but one that'll handle that anyway.
Yeah. So you need a pretty big one then.
But I'm still using like a Rubbermaid tote right now, which it works all right.
It works all right until you realize it don't. And when you finally get to something that
it's like that for everything. You're right.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I would like to get from him is another 7 frame heated bottling tank. I could probably use that. The way I don't mix my honey together and keep it all separate, that would go a long way for me.
Those 7 gallons are nice for that. If you do a varietal honey, you don't have to spend as much money, and you can still split it up 2 or 3 different ways. And then maybe get one big one for all your wildflower, But we mix everything here, so I just need a bigger one. My 16 gallon, I'm filling it once a week, getting everything, try to decrystallize it. Gives me about 2 days to bottle, and then it's empty again.
Yeah, that little bit of honey I got out in West Texas when I was trying to go out there and steal Jeremy Granado's crop, which I felt there.
You see Bob's question there?
Oh no, I thought it was a hack or something, man. I saw that, Bob.
It's real. It's real. You need to go.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I saw that thing. I was like, man, that looks like some kind of crazy link. And
Well,
I said,
to be honest, when he first sent one to me, it kind of scared me, and I said, "No, that looks legit."
Yeah. Hey, Bob, I replayed your show. Listen, those are crazy songs, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Bob's better at it than me because I tried the free version a couple times, and it just didn't come out like Bob did.
What is it?
Through listening to the one Charlie played on his live last night. I was out with my family. Didn't get to listen to the show, so I've been listening to it while I was driving. That's a really good one, the one you did for Charlie.
What's it do?
You just got to listen to it, man. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's a song about you.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it look like, hey, look, I'm old school. When I seen that thing pop up, it's like, that's virus. No offense, Bob, but I mean, it said AI
He
in
was
it and all
making them
that.
and send them to me as he was making them the other day. He made me one. I listened to Joey's. Yours is. Listen to yours.
Yeah, I think I remember Mike's is kind of like a rap version of something, isn't it? Kind of a R&B or something. Joey's was real country, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe that was Dirt Roosters.
Or was it Dirt Roosters?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Dirt Roosters. It was like an R&B.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a hip hop kind of thing.
Hip-hop, yeah. They're good. They're all really good. That's I can't believe that does that. Kind of scary, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to check it out later on.
He put the whole album up. And for some reason, I couldn't go through the whole album on my phone. I had to check it out.
I only got one song to play when I went to it.
Maybe
I think that was Mike Berry's.
Maybe he sent it to the wrong mic.
No. He put it on No Life Beekeepers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He said he fixed it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I just saw it said AI, something else. I was like, what? Bob's because some people the thing gets hacked, man. Next thing you know, this thing is videoing me or something, and I don't know. I was just like, whoa. I backed off and turned it off real quick. I think next year.
Bob, did you use the free version doing that, or you bought the package?
Hey, you pull Mark's up. Mark Zenner said he's on the fence.
I can't believe Mike Berry thinks I would send him a virus.
Hey man, I don't know now.
I said, why would I send him a virus? But you never know with all the hacks that they have.
Well, that's the thing.
They
just looked suspicious. And two of them came, like it was two of them. And I'm like, what is that? And
version 1 and version 2.
Well, I just opened it up and I can see now there's a picture, but when it came up on my messenger, there was no picture, nothing. It was just a dead end link.
Right.
And so I immediately said, man, that's got to be some kind of hack or something. But now it's got pictures on it. But before,
turn it on. Listen to your music.
I didn't delete or block you though, Bob. How about that?
Yeah, you didn't delete or block me. That's good.
Now I didn't accept you either. But
it was me.
Give me something.
I got a delivery out there. I'll be right back.
You got a delivery.
How do we? Hey, Mike. How do we know this is the real Bob talking to us, not the AI Bob?
I might be an IA Bob right now.
Bob's smart like that. He does that stuff.
Bob, do you smoker?
Hey, that Mark Zenner from up north of Atlanta there, he just had a comment in there. I know Joey's not popping up, but he said something about a bottling tank, and I just wanted to say something to Mark about that. Is if I had a choice between a bottler and a bottling tank, man, I get a bottling tank because I tell you what, having warm honey ready to go all the time, I don't care if you're a small scale beekeeper, Mark. If I was you, man, I'd get that thing. It wouldn't be a speed fill or a bottler or anything. It'd be a tank first because. If I got rid of everything I had and had to keep one thing, the one thing I would keep would be a tank. I'd use my 2-frame extractor, I'd do everything else, but I would keep that tank, man. That was the best investment I ever made, was getting a bottling tank, a heated bottling tank.
Mike, I agree with that 110%. That is absolutely the honest to God truth. When you're talking about productivity, saving time, and what you can do with that, your bottling tank is right there.
Yep. Because it is. You get somebody at work that says, I need a bottle of honey. You go in your honey house. Oh, I'm happy. I got me a bottle of honey. And you look, and it's got crystals starting in it. Well, now you got to warm it. And it may not be ready when you bring it. Man, you just go up that tank, spit it out, and you're done.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different manufacturers out there, too. You don't have to go with a high-priced one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if right
I
now.
bought mine last year this time of year. Don't hear me. I can break it up.
And now you're talking about getting the second one. See, that's what I'm talking about. They're valuable.
I would probably, if I knew what I know now with what I'm doing as far as like cream and honey and everything, I would just get I would probably just get a creamer, a jacketed creamer that can double as a warmer. So if you're not cream and honey, you can just use it as a bottling tank. And that way you got one piece of equipment that you can multitask with, but it is more expensive going in usually doing that.
Yeah, but you're getting two things at one time.
Yeah.
Depends what, like you say, what you're doing.
But when you start off, that's never the goal, right? It's like, hey, I'm just going to get some bees and I need something to do this with. And then you end up expanding later on.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I look back now and go, okay, of all the stuff that I got as a small scale beekeeper, there's a lot of money spent there going, man, spending this. And you think to yourself, man, I'm small scale. I don't need something. Well, that's the one item I really believe is worth every dime if you don't get anything else, but keep your old small extractor, everything else, your tiny hand. That's the one thing I always said if I had to do it over. Right now, I see looking back, I'm glad that was an investment. It was one of my first ones.
So you only sell 2 different flavors of creamed honey, Mike, regular and cinnamon?
Right now.
What I ended up doing for mine, because I'm doing multiple flavors, is I don't mix my flavors in my creamer like you did on that last video where you just made a batch of cinnamon. That's regular, and then I pull it off into the KitchenAid bowl, and I mix it in there, and then put it in a gated pail for jarring. But that allows me to do batch after batch, flavor after flavor if I need them at a time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Kind of keep it simple a little bit. Joe, you get your
package? I thought about that. How you gonna do that? How you gonna mix them efficiently?
I got a new phone.
What happened to JW today?
He's on the road, I think.
Good Lord, where's that man going?
He probably said something, got himself banned. That's what it is.
Let me see if I can lure him out. JW, I got your $5 check for Highs for Heroes. Oh man. So, Tom, did you guys have market today?
Yes, sir.
How'd it go?
Honestly, it went really well. Our son had, my son and his girlfriend sat at one market that was kind of, well, both of them were local to us for the local school. And the other one was one school district over, which is only 10 minutes from our house. And that's in a pretty ritzy neighborhood. And we knew that market would go well, and we were able to get our foot in the door on it. And we had a really good spot. And honestly, it paid out pretty well, honestly. So we're really happy with that. We only have, typically on your markets are going to go through December. You get about Christmas, and after that, things are going to die off. When you get to January, people pull back and they quit spending money. That goes for companies, individuals, whatever. You've spent your wads, you've been generous through the December, and people kind of pull back and reassess their finances and kind of go from there. So we try to hit it hard. And, obviously we don't have to do anything in the bees in December. So that frees up a little bit more time for us. And we push a little bit on that. So we have one more market to do next weekend. And I believe Melissa said that's all we have scheduled for the rest of this year. So
do you guys have to get a city license to be a vendor?
No, we don't have to do that.
Yeah. I haven't done any markets like that really. And I went to the one Nativity and it went pretty well. So I was like, oh, they have a German Christmas market. So I sent them a thing to see if they had any more spots available. And they said, yeah, you just need to send us your City of Columbia license and a bunch of stuff. And I was like, I started looking at it. They wanted $300 for the license.
Wow.
So I was like, I guess I'm not going to the Christmas market.
Sounds like a penalty to me for trying to make money.
Yeah.
That's what they do at the ham market here. We got markets we go to, and we can just go wherever we want. And there's one market in Hammond that you can't go there because you have to have an occupational license. They make you get a tax exempt ID number, even though the cottage food law, and our honey is in our cottage food law, says that we don't. And there's like a House Bill 79 that says we're not required as honey producers to have, as long as we're selling it, to have any tax ID exempt number, whether federal, state, or local. Yet that market requires all that. They require occupational license. They require something from the health department, and it's crazy. And I'm like, well, it ain't worth all that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just keep going to one that don't ask me for anything.
Yeah. Well, we actually have in Missouri, we have an actual honey law specific. So we don't have to fall under cottage food law for most things. We have a specific honey law. So that allows us some more freedoms. But really, if you think about it, rather than being lumped in with like a jellies and jams under the cottage law, you don't have to worry as much about contamination and or bacteria when it comes to honey. That's kind of a standalone food. It really is just kind of out there on its own. So most people know who Eugene Makovic is, I think.
Yeah.
He was,
I know him.
So Eugene Makovic was actually the one who put that into place. And I'm telling you, by the hands of God, this thing got pushed through the Missouri House and approved in under a year, which typically does not happen for a bill. So that was on our side for sure.
Texas has always had really good laws on the honey, but the cottage food laws about 2019 or maybe 20, they cleaned those up, and you can do a lot with just cottage food. And it costs. I took the little test, and it was like $8 or something for the food handler's license. That's all you have to have for cottage food. But you can do all kinds of stuff with that. The only thing you can't do is stuff that's federally regulated, like meats. And you can do eggs, but you can't do chicken, whole raw chicken, and stuff like that, or any kind of meats or most dairy.
Our law here lets me. I can do up to 4,800 pounds, but I have to sell it directly to the consumer. I can't sell it to a roadside stand where they sell it. I have to sell it directly to them. So, without
Texas, it used to be like that, but they changed it a little bit. You can sell it on consignment or with a markup. They don't really care what you call that, but you can't sell it like what they call wholesale. You can't sell them like where they just pay you for it and then do whatever they want to with it. It still has to be purchased. It can be purchased anywhere, but it's still purchased through you, as long as you set it up that way.
Is it the use the Don the Fat Bee Man reference? Well, once I buy that honey, it's my honey. It's not their honey anymore, right? So when you sell that honey to the stand, it's their honey. It ain't my honey anymore.
I like that. I like that. That's what you're thinking.
So the place I went to for the nativity last week, they actually do have like 3 colonies out there, so they can. I mean, nobody would know if they're selling my honey or their honey or whose honey, but other than the label.
Yeah. Hey, and Bob, with your barbecue, you would have to do the cottage food labeling, which means you have to put your nutrition label and you have to put your allergy warnings and all that stuff.
And that's what I like about being out in the country. Nobody asks. They're like, you need a label? No, I'm good. Just give me the sauce and I'm good.
It's a state regulation here. But the good news is, if you read the laws, that your market can't put any extra restrictions on you because they'd be violating your state rights. So it clears it up for everybody. And if that market gets any kind of local funding, government funding, they can't even mess with you about what you sell. But if it's a private market, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, we have a decent amount of freedom here under the cottage food law, and we get up to 30,000 before we are considered outside of that.
I
Not
think ours is
pounds,
50.
that's money.
Yeah, I think ours is 50,000.
Yeah, Texas is bigger. Everything's bigger in Texas, they say.
But
Well,
you got. I mean, how do they monitor that? They don't know how much honey you make. They don't know how much honey you sell. I mean, obviously, if they're paying credit card or something, they can kind of paper trail that. But a lot of people just pay cash. So it's
when I first got started, it was 2,000 pounds. Now it's based on, like you said, like 50,000, and that's for one product.
removing rights to sell a privilege. That's right. A lot of people were paying me by Cash App, and then I got a new phone. And when I logged into Cash App with my new phone, Cash App recognizes the devices that you log in on, and they thought I was hacked or something, so they shut down my account. So now I'm struggling to try to get that back from them. So it's always something.
Tell you what I did, this was another one of Brian's recommendations. I made a little sign that said, and we're required to put what payment methods we take. So I put that up, and then I put a little paragraph at the bottom saying that, cash and Zelle doesn't incur any fees, and that using cash helps small businesses and keeps your money in the local economy for longer. And it increased our cash, I believe, a little bit. We got probably 20% or something like that in cash this time, when sometimes it's down around 10%.
Yeah, cash is king, man. I tell you, we take cards on our Square, and I don't charge extra for the fee just because I always can't stand that when I go somewhere and they do that to me. But it was one of those deals where like I can eat the fee and keep the customer, because years ago when we first started marketing it, I'm like, well, I'm losing these customers to credit cards, and so I said, well, I can eat the fee and at least keep the customer, and my margins are good enough to accept the fee, so I don't charge them, so they can pay whatever they want. But cash is king, cash or check if I know them, because I tell you, man, the credit cards, after a while, that fee, it can get there, man, but I'm still happy to have the customers.
Right.
Hey, Mike, I don't disagree with you whatsoever, but I will say I think there is some expectation moving forward now of you passing along those credit card fees. Whereas before, I'm going to say a couple of years ago, it was definitely less widely accepted.
Oh, yeah, that's accepted now.
Yeah, I'm noticing even companies are putting like a service fee on there, which is to accept these other forms of payments, But I mean, I get it. I mean, if your margins are built well enough for it, then
Yeah, because what I'd rather do is take my price up for everybody, and I know that's unfair to the cash customers, but there's so few cash customers now with these young people that if I take my price up, I'm covering the spread, I guess you'd say. Because there's some Saturdays we have a bunch of cash customers, but man, we're gonna go up anyway because my labels about broke the bank the other day, and I got to do it anyway. But I don't know. I'm with you though. I agree 100%. And I was thinking about that is nowadays it's just normal. They just know it. And these young people, they accept it. They don't care because they whip that card out. I wonder how many of them really manage their money, man. I really do.
I told my son that when he got his first credit card, and I'm like, let me explain to you the proper way to use a credit card. I'm like, they're perfectly fine. But I'm like, here's the way you use one. If the money's not sitting in your bank, you don't spend it.
Yeah.
Bottom line, the credit card sends that in, and I'm like, pay the entire thing off. And
that's
I'm like,
exactly right.
That's how you use it. I'm like, if you follow that one simple guideline, you will never get in trouble with credit.
Yep. It's a 30-day floater is what it is.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
So at the market today, it was cold and overcast, but man, the people, they had some kind of other little Christmas event going right in that area. And man, it was rocking, but the honey was flowing really slow. And I have 7 different honeys I have to taste. So it was taking me forever to get everybody served with their honey tasting. But Noah was behind me selling gift sets left and right. We had our best day of the whole year by far today. We couldn't believe it when we counted the money at the end of the day. So
we had 2 markets scheduled today, and both of them got canceled because it was raining and so wet. But I'm like Tom, our December markets, which we'll have our regular one is every weekend, but those December markets we do so good. November tapers off a little bit, although we get all the customers that their best friend or their cousin or their brother that has bees ran out of honey. So usually around September, October, we start getting that crowd. But then, man, that December crowd, like you had today, Philip, that's the kind of, man, I miss having that market today because those Christmas markets, the December ones, man, they're always good, especially candles.
I think we sold, I was trying to get at it in my head, but we probably sold about 40 combinations of samplers and gift sets, which are just a small amount of honey. And our gift sets have a lip balm and a candle in them. And then we sold probably, I don't know, 8 candles. And that little thing of lip balm, we had it sitting out there. And I think I had only 12 tubes in it. And I went home with 1. And it was because the label was kind of jacked up.
That's a good deal, man.
We almost sold out of the lotion bars. Yeah, it was wild. They were buying everything.
So when you get canceled like that, do they knock that off of your next monthly?
Yeah. They'll refund it because we're supposed to be in. Well, we pay ahead so that we get it. One market, if we pay by the month, we get 5 off per weekend. Otherwise, it's a drop-in fee. It's 5 more. So, we pay ahead of time. They'll credit that to the next month. And then like the little one here, local, I paid for 2 weeks. Well, they canceled next week's anyway, and then they canceled today. So that'll just roll over until we start back up in March on that. And she just makes a note for me, so I'm covered when I come back.
Yeah. I planned on doing each market in December, but at the end of this week, my market manager told me that they weren't going to let me come next week. So we had a little bit of a heart-to-heart after the market. And I let her know, in a nice way, what that meant. And I let her know, I said, hey, we've been holding product back to make these gift packs. And now I'm sitting on a bunch that I can't sell. And I said, you're costing me about $2,000 by not letting me come next week. And I'm trying to earn enough to where I can come every weekend, not be every other week kind of thing. But anyway, I hope I got my point across. But they may dig their feet in and not let me come anyway. And if that case, I have to look around and see if there's another one I can go to.
Why won't they let you come?
They've let me come the last 2 years every week in December, but they said they're just enforcing a policy they already have. See, they have vendors that come every week, and then they have vendors that do alternating weeks. So in my spot where I am, there'll be somebody there selling like salsa or something next week. So I have the first and third weeks, and they have the second and fourth weeks. And I told them that's
about one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. They're just keeping they're keeping a business away that's bringing, first of all, another vendor fee, and second, bringing more people that may just be coming for honey that now will go buy the salsa next door.
Yeah, and that
makes no sense.
They are real big about making sure you'll accept snaps, and they do double up food bucks, and we want to make sure that this is not just an elite person's market and all this. And I told her, I said, listen, I work 5 days a week. And I said, from March until October, I need that off weekend to take care of my bees. I said, I would love to be able to sell enough and make enough honey that I could come every weekend. I said, but you talk about helping people get a leg up. What about us every other weekers who need a leg up and need to be? I said, this is an important weekend for my year. I said, you're costing me about 15% of my total for the year by not letting me come next weekend. So
let's
she
be honest.
She understood me, and she said, I'm not going to make a decision right here and now, but we'll revisit it. We'll see.
Let's be honest. I mean, how many? Because the Hammond market that wants all that paperwork I talked about, you have to be able to accept SNAP and all that. But let's be fair. How many people come to those kind of markets where things are usually a little higher, and they're mostly craft markets and makers markets? Some are true farmers markets, and really go there and buy the $4 dozen eggs, yard eggs and things
Yeah,
like that.
they're not going to use their SNAP money on my honey for sure. I don't blame 'em. I really wouldn't want them to. That's not a good value
Well,
for,
no, but
for
it's not. I
somebody
mean,
trying to feed their kids or whatever.
right? They're trying to keep their family
Yeah.
going, and they're not coming to a market where things are higher. They're going to go to the local grocery. Where they
I've in the 4 years I've been doing that market, I've had one person hand me some of the SNAP tokens at one time, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, hey Mike, they get funding. They get federal funding to offer that stuff, and it helps them keep their market. It's not good use of our tax dollars, but it's just kind of the way it is, right?
No, I'd be. I mean, if the market asked me to do that, I would. I'd do it, no problem at all. I mean, that's no problem. It's just the point of now you're not bringing in a vendor when you could have. I mean, I sell Amsoil on the side, and there's a few of the Napa stores that are hardcore against putting it in there for whatever reason. But the ones that put it in all their stores, they get people that weren't even going to come to Napa. They were going to be O'Reilly customers, but they come to Napa because now they can get their case of Amsoil there, and they go there and get it. And now guess what? They're shopping in their store. It's the same principle. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want the honey guy there? I'd have you there tomorrow.
Well, they claim they don't do it because that they might end up with too many people selling the same product. But there's only 2 honey vendors in my market, and they're completely different from the way I do it. So,
hey, competition made America. He said, be all right. Competition's okay.
But I told her, I said, I don't have to be in my spot. I said, I'll be out there on the street corner if you'll let me. I just need to be somewhere nearby where my customers can find me, and I can tell them where I am. So anyway.
Yeah, well, that's too bad, man, because that hurts your clientele, hurts everything. The clientele you build up and work hard.
And I asked them, I said, they call it, they try to term it in their vendor book as a makeup weekend, because they'll have people that say, well, I can't come this weekend. Can I come this other weekend? And I think they ought to accommodate that if they can, but that's just me. But I said, well, mine's not a makeup weekend. It's an extra weekend. I'm coming out here for an extra time. I haven't missed a single market that I signed up for. So, but I said, people do, things, there's funerals, there's weddings, there's all kinds of stuff to keep people from coming to market. I said, they need that income. You need to let them have that makeup time. Just, support their farm and their families. So anyway.
That's too bad.
But we'll see.
Hey, Mike, you mentioned something about other vendors at markets. What's funny is when we get set up and if we have any bit of a lull in a market, I go through the whole thing looking for other honey vendors. And I'm literally like their best friend. And, when you get over there, I'm complimenting what they've done, or even potentially if they ask, I don't usually do it unsolicited, but if they ask, I'm like, well, this is what we do and this is what we charge. You're welcome to come over and look at it and talk about it. Cause I'm like, here's the thing. I'm like, we have a product that really is, it's an amazing product. It's kind of stands alone. We don't have little trinkety things. We, as far as food, it's kind of a premium product. And I'm like, there is absolutely no reason any of us need to be undercutting anybody. And I'm like, the truth be told is I'm like, if you have a good presentation and you have kept your product high in quality, you haven't, destroyed those good properties, there's absolutely no reason that you can't get top dollar for it. And I'm like, there's no reason that we need to race ourselves to the bottom for this, So yeah. I met, there was one other lady at the event that we were at, which I'm surprised there wasn't a couple, which this market could have handled, I'd say 2 or 3 of us with no issue. Actually, I invited her to do a couple of things with us, and she's probably going to be coming back to one of our club meetings and maybe even our conference this year. And so anyway, she was really pleased that I stopped by to say hello to her. And I do that at like all of them. Very seldom have I ever found, and there was one market that Melissa did here a couple weeks ago. There's some other folks that we've never met before, small beekeepers around us, had great products. And
hey, Lewis,
a ladies' night.
Hey, Lewis, you got to have your camera
on. It was basically a ladies' night at this farm store, and for whatever reason, there was only a handful of them there. There was a second vendor, and I helped Melissa set up, and I left. I'm like, I'm not going to hang out for a woman's night thing. I'm like, I'm out. It was a small event, and basically what I told her was, So if you need something, just call me. We're not far away.
I don't, I'm that way too, though. We have a small market.
Yeah,
We have a guy next to us that took it over, and he took it over and he sells honey. We sell it together right next to each other, to be honest with you. But it's tough to do it. But at the same time, I'm happy not to have the competition because it keeps me, but I'm fair with my prices. It keeps me a little lazy, I'd say. But at the same time, when we first started that market, no other markets would let us in because there were already other vendors. So we find this market, they just started up on Thursday nights. And that guy looked at me and he says, "Look, man, I'm a patriot. I believe in competition." I said, "Really?" He said, "I don't care if I got honey here already. You can come." I said, "Good." He goes, here's my whole thing. He said, "I don't want to be the market." He used this example because I don't want to be the market with mediocre bread. He said, "If I let one bread vendor in, and this is what these people do, they only let one bread vendor in." He said, "What if they got mediocre bread? And then right across the street from us was the big market." He said, "And what if they got the best bread across there? But I only let this one guy in and he's got mediocre bread." He said, "Now I'm the market known with the mediocre bread." Guess what? They're going to buy their bread at the bigger one. They see the honey there. They see the eggs there. They see the vegetables there. They never come to yours. He said, "I'm letting them all in. Mediocre will weed himself out, or he'll up his game."
Oh, for sure it will. Absolutely.
So I'm not saying that's the deal with honey, but we had at one point, we had 3 people selling honey at a market with 17 vendors. But we obviously don't like that, but there's nothing we can do about the guy next to us because they run the market now because the other guy quit. So we don't want to run it, and they leave us there because we've been there longer than they have. So they're happy, we're happy, but they sell other stuff. They sell pickled stuff, jams, jellies, all that stuff, plus honey, and they sell eggs. So it is what it is. Like if you go around and be ugly and try to undercut everybody, you ain't helping anybody. And you know what? It's going to work out if it's meant to be for you. So
well, I'm not afraid of competition myself either. I really am not. But if there's a market that tends to not have good or pretty good attendance, and there's like 4 the same, it's kind of muddy in the. I mean, you're
that's no good.
And at that point, I'm usually like, it's like if you've got some staple ones there, I'm like, I'm going to let them ride. I'm like, we don't need to be competing for too much of a very, very small market share is my thought, because I'm like, if I'm going to go there, I want to make a couple of bucks. Otherwise I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go work somewhere else and I can make more money, a landscaping job or something. I'll do that instead. And I'll do another market another day. But it's just some of these markets, they're live and learn. We found that we don't want to go back to that. They're just very poor. As far as just don't have a good market really. But there's also ones out there that are amazing. So we just pick and choose what we feel is right for us.
How do you quantify or do you even figure, okay, I'm going to be there 8 hours. I need to make X number of dollars per hour. Is that kind of what you're going after for a market? Like the one that I went to last weekend. The one I went to last weekend was only a 3-hour market. Of course, you have to be there early and set up, and you're there a little bit late loading. But in 3 hours, I made like $350, and they didn't charge me any table fee. So, I mean, to me, that was okay for being my first really outside of my front yard type of event. So
3-hour market, $350. Yeah, I'd be going back.
So, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I struggle with. I mean, I do well in my front yard, right? If I can't do it when it's raining like today, but if I just go out there, I can make, $600 to $800 in a weekend sitting in my front yard at a table. So I'm not highly motivated to load everything up and move to another location to do it. Personally, but it would.
Well, I would say if you have a figure in your mind of what you would like to see that you make per hour, minus your overhead costs, and sometimes it's a trial and error thing, Bob. Like I was saying, you go to a market and you're like, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe you'll try it one more time, and then it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm out. It's just not a good area for whatever reason.
Right.
If you can figure out exactly what it costs you to produce honey, based upon your cost per year, and then what you'd like to make per hour. And that's kind of your magic number. I think it kind of varies from person to person. Every operation can't do business for the same cost. So it really depends.
Yeah, it's just me, right? I don't have anybody else that goes with me to the thing, and so it's,
Yeah, Bob, I would say when I went to my first market several years ago, I had a pretty low bar of what I felt like it was going to be worth, and it was somewhere in that $300 or $400 in the 4 hours I was there. And in my first market, if nobody knew me, I more than doubled my expectation at that market, and it's gone. And it's doubled every week. Now I doubled that first market almost every week. So if you put yourself out there, I think you'll make a lot more money in a short amount of time. Now it is a pain in the butt to set up and take down. That's something to consider, but I think you'll do a lot better. Now I'm very fortunate. I'm in a pretty nice area, and it's a really strong market. But I think you just kind of have to take the chance and see where it goes. But hey, the worst thing is you start selling back out of your yard again.
yeah, that's. I mean, like it rained today. I sold over $100 worth of honey for people just driving up and buying it. So it's like, I'll do that. I'll run out in the rain and give you $20 worth of honey and go back inside. It's not going to bug me. But I'm really, the creamed honey, the varieties of creamed honey have really started, for me, taking off. Like that peanut butter and jelly creamed honey I made went crazy. I mean, I sold it out at the market, what I had. And then I sold out all of the bourbon vanilla bean today. So
I hit a button on mine. I wasn't sure what the last thing you said. Hey, Joey, my phone's getting pretty weak. I'm going to plug it up to the charger, but I don't know if it'll be able to keep up.
Are you using an iPhone?
No, I'm not using an iPhone. Come on, man. You know me. You want to besmirch me like that.
I know. I'm sorry, Philip. I forget. Sometimes I forget about this. I forget about those iPhone guys. You're not one of them.
I went all out this time.
Uh-oh. That's definitely not an iPhone.
Got the Z Fold. So sorry. It's it opens up into basically a tablet.
That's one day in my house.
So the I can use it like a regular phone, but then if I want to watch a YouTube video or something, it plays in basically full stream.
Watch YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch YouTube. Nobody watches YouTube on here.
Nobody watches YouTube.
Let's see. There's Joey.
It's
like full screen.
Ooh, fancy.
That's fancy.
Well, it's a long story, but I wasn't going to get a new phone. My phone had a crack in it, but I was good with it. I had gotten my wife a new phone, and they sent it, but when they sent the SIM card had my phone number associated to it for my old phone. So they couldn't fix that over the phone. I had to go to the local store, and then they had to disconnect my phone and activate my wife's new phone with my phone number, and then flip-flop it to her phone, and then move it from her phone to my old phone. And I'm like, before you move it to the old phone, let me just go ahead and replace my phone because it's cracked and everything, and move it to a new phone. So they ended up giving me $600 trade-in on my old phone, and I just upgraded. So they got.
Bob, I think that phone has a crack in it too, right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Absolutely. I'm surprised they made a case for this, but sure did. I had to wait 2 days for it to come in, but.
Hey, I want to point something out up here that Brian said earlier in the chat. Where is it at? Hold on a second. Oh, he says, so we're talking about what is realistic to make per hour. Now, and I think it just depends. But here's for example, Brian said we did $350 per hour at our event today. Got to find the right markets for that, though. And I think he's completely right on that. I mean, it really just depends. So I'll say this. We have actually done markets before as a trial and error. And even though we didn't make what we wanted, we chucked them up as brand recognition. So I think there's a lot of value in that. If you have your signs posted, brand recognition, passing out cards, got a good display, maybe. So we've had other folks before, maybe we didn't do good on the market, but we got a couple of opportunities. Like, for example, we picked up a couple bee yards from people coming to market. There was a lot of value there. We've gotten invites to other markets that were far better and actually got invited to come at no cost to us because they didn't have another honey vendor and they knew we had a following. So there's always that too. So sometimes value is not just in the monetary money that you pull down for that day. Sometimes it's about what you can get out of it moving forward. So there's some food for thought.
I do that a lot. Like, I know Philip saw it, the board butter that I started making.
Yeah. I'll have that at the next market.
don't know if it's going to sell or not, right? But I make a small sample or a flavor of creamed honey, let people taste it. If it sells, I make more of it. If I don't, then it just goes away, right? And never make it again. So that's kind of how it runs.
I'll tell you another thing that I did. I bought some molds off of Amazon, and they're tiny little things, and half of them have a bee on them, and half of them have some like a comb pattern, and they're little hexagon, tiny little things, about as big as a quarter maybe. And I bought them because I was going to use those for that. I keep wanting to say balm, but anyway, the lotion bar. Well, they were too small, so then I was sitting there. What am I going to do with all these little forms? So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to pour wax in it. Wax that I bought from the company that Mike put me onto, that Be-Light. Yeah, and I bought 24 pounds from them. So I poured them in there. I was like, well, it was worth me to sell this wax. So I put like 4 times what I paid for the wax to pour it in these little molds. And I put them on the table. Basically, these tiny little things are 0.3 ounces, and I was selling them for $1 a piece. That equates to about $40 a pound for the wax.
That's about what I'm getting for my candle.
I sold them. I sold a few of them. But what it really did was people started asking me questions. What can you do with this? And I started explaining to them, oh, you can make your own lip balms. We make our cosmetics with this stuff. And I told them that you can make, mix it with mineral oil and make a wood, treat, so make sure it's food grade, but you can put it on your cutting boards. Mm-hmm. But anyway, just the product being there in the bowl created a conversation and sort of a bonding. It's not just about selling it. It's about having something on your table that strikes up a conversation. And it's worth it just for that. And I probably sold 6 or 8 of them all day, but I had several conversations about what you could, especially with little kids. They get really into that. They can take it home and make something with it. So, yeah, not every product is about.
Are they just little bees? Just little tiny bees?
Yeah, there's Bob, when I get my Amazon account, I can send you the link for this thing.
All right.
But it's a bee that's inside the hexagon, and I'm actually thinking about making a game. I was thinking about getting some of those little fuzzy bees like Brian puts in his gift baskets, and then take those little hexagon things and put them upside down and put half comb and half of the little bee there, and let the kids, for free say, find the bee, win a bee. And if they flip one over and there's a bee under it, they can give them one of those little fuzzy bees.
I was just thinking that if it was a small little hexagon, that you could actually add some scent and make wax melts out of them.
Yep, right? You could do that with these for sure. Yeah, that's a perfect size for wax melt. But, it was just one of those things where I bought it for one reason, then tried to figure out what else I could do with it, and it worked out really good. Because I got 3 of the bowls for probably $10, and they make like 19 pieces each, so you can make a whole bunch of them in just one pour. I'll have to read. Tell me what Brian said there. I can't see it on my tiny little phone.
Said bring the beekeeper with experience in the booth. Also helps us stand out from other vendors.
Well, I have a story kind of like Mike's, in that there was always a honey vendor there. They were in the pavilion, and I'm just outside the pavilion. For some reason, they got moved right next to me. So I'm outside the pavilion. You walk in the pavilion, and there they are. And I can see them through the window. And at the end of that market, the market manager came by, and she goes, "Oh, no, I moved it right next to you. I didn't mean to do that." And I said, "It doesn't matter to me. If it doesn't matter to them, I don't care." But what it allows me to do is, if it's a slow day and I see somebody in there buying honey from them, if they walk by me, I go, "Hey, why don't you try my honey?" Like, "I just bought some." I'm like, "I know, that's fine," but I said, "I'd like for you to try mine just so you'll know how it compares to theirs." And so many times they'll come back and buy mine later. So, yeah, competition's good. And I'm glad people can come to that market on weekends. I'm not there and get honey. The guy that I'm competing with, he has his truck wrapped with his business name. They're a lot bigger than I am.
I'll tell you what, this is starting to become one of my fan favorites at the show. That peanut butter and jelly creamed honey.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like how you mix it, and it's like at an angle. That's a really nice presentation.
Yeah, I just did it simply, right? So it's just peanut butter creamed honey and strawberry creamed honey in the same container.
Oh, that's peanut butter creamed honey. I told my son that was real peanut butter. I've got to go back and correct myself.
So what I did is I lean it to one side and put the creamed honey like the one in there, and then I start filling the other flavor up. And as I'm filling it up, I just rotate it back until it's full. And that way, when they scoop it out, they're getting both the peanut butter flavor and the strawberry flavor in the same scoop. And it's going pretty good, this one. And so is the that bourbon vanilla bean.
That reminds me of the way you do that peanut butter. When I was a kid, I'd go to the grocery store with my mother, and they had that peanut butter that had the jelly and it was like swirled in the same jar.
Yeah, goober.
And I would beg my mother to buy that, and she never would. And then finally, after years of asking, it seemed like when I was a kid, she bought it, and that was the worst tasting peanut butter. And she's like, "I told you, you got to stick with Jeff."
Well, I made this specifically for one customer. I had a little girl and her mom come out, and she said that she would not eat jelly from the store. So she bought some strawberry creamed honey, a jar of strawberry creamed honey. And she says she likes to eat peanut butter sandwiches, but she's going to try the strawberry creamed honey on it, to basically give her a peanut butter and jelly. And then after she left, I said, well, to myself, I'm sitting there saying, I make a peanut butter creamed honey and I make a strawberry creamed honey. So why don't we just put them in the same container? And now we got peanut butter and jelly.
That's a home run. You had a home run with that one.
And I just make them try it when they come up to sample. Hey, do you like peanut butter? Oh, you do? You got to try this. Boom. Here's a spoon, right? And it's sold pretty good. So
when I let people try creamed honey, they buy it 90% of the time, because I think creamed honey is such an appeal, especially when you start flavoring it. And again, I just started flavoring, and I'm going to branch out to peanut butter next. And I want to do some of Russell's type of, blueberry stuff. But I had a person that didn't like honey and said they didn't like honey. I said, well, why don't you try this? And they bought it. Like, it's something about the consistency of it that I really believe it alters the flavor a little bit, or maybe it milds it down something. I don't know what it does. And I know the cinnamon for sure milds it down and enhances the sweetness. And so, I get people that really don't care a lot for honey, but they will buy that creamed honey. And I think that's why, people are willing to try it. And when they try and realize it doesn't have maybe that strong honey taste,
right?
Because it does whatever it does. I really think that's why it's selling, because I can't keep the darn cinnamon. I just can't keep it. Like I can't make it fast enough.
The
Hey Joey, by the way, I tried yours last night, man. That's some good creamed honey. That's a mild, smooth creamed honey.
Smooth creamed honey. That's the good stuff. I'll tell you what, if you guys had Carl's 2B brands, his peanut butter creamed honey, that stuff ought to be illegal.
I'll tell you what I've been using for my peanut butter is it's called Naked. Naked peanut butter powder. I don't know if I think there's couple like PB is one that's out there, but I got one off Amazon that I like really well. It's called just says Naked peanut butter powder. And then that's the other
We're still
thing.
talking about the consumable, right?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking
We're
about
still
how
talking about
to
the
make
stuff
it.
you eat, right?
I get naked with my peanut butter powder.
I might have a bad connection, but is Bob talking about how he makes his peanut butter creamed honey?
That's what I'm trying to determine right now.
Okay.
No, so I don't add anything.
Wear a hairnet, Bob. Wear a hairnet when you do that.
I don't add anything, no sugar, syrup, or anything. I just add freeze-dried fruit powder and freeze-dried peanut butter or peanuts, and that's it. I don't add any syrup or anything extra other than if it's blueberry, then it's freeze-dried blueberries and creamed honey. That's it.
Well, to answer that question too, I know that Annabees, Jeff and them, I talked to them about different peanut butter concoctions, and she has found that the only peanut butter she buys is that natural stuff that's only peanuts and salt, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no peanut butter with sugar or anything like that, because of course your honey is your sugar in there as
Right.
far as your sweetness goes. And I know that's what she told me to use, which is similar to what he's doing.
Yep.
That coffee's pretty good too.
Yeah, I want to try that a little bit. I really like Russell Koopman's blueberry. He's got that strawberry lemon one, but that blueberry one to me is just so good the way he does it. He's kind of let me know how he did it, so I'm going to work on that one day.
He sent me a lemon one that's unbelievable.
Yeah, his lemon, and he's got a lemon strawberry or something like that. And his lemon one, man, it's good.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm wrong. It was peach. He sent me his peach.
Oh, I didn't get that. Yeah, that's the powdered stuff. Somebody told me last night about that powdered, and it was they really took a while to get it adjusted right to for it to be the right flavor.
It seems like the peanut butter, I have to put a lot of powder in it.
Right, that's what they were
For
saying.
that. But what I also found is that seems to help set it up, at least with my honey, set it up a little bit better. But yeah, this is what I've been using, and it's a real fine powder. So
Greg Dunn makes a good lemon.
Who does?
Greg Dunn. He's on here, or was.
I do a
Greg don't he don't let me try any of his, just like they don't send me an email to come to that meeting if I don't know that meeting's coming. I'm starting to wonder about Greg.
Yeah. I got 2 or 3 flavors from him, and that lemon, I had to hide it from my granddaughter. one of my granddaughters. I got a chocolate. Let's see, a chocolate. I think it was a lemon, and maybe cinnamon. And I let her have the chocolate. Just stay away from my lemon.
I had a incident where I sold out of that bourbon vanilla bean today, and I know I've got someone coming tomorrow for a thing of bourbon vanilla bean, so I had to go to Whole Foods and buy some. This is not for the faint of heart. One of these jars, which this is not what I used in the first batch. This was the fill-in. Like almost $18 for 2.5 ounces.
That's the real vanilla.
This is Madagascar bourbon pure vanilla powder. I got an extra one, so sorry. You're flipping me up for it. I got an extra one. but I got this from Whole Foods today, and really, I mean, I think that's about what I paid for the one on Amazon. Was like $30-something for 5 or 6 ounces. It's not cheap, but I think this adds like $1.63 per container of creamed honey that I made with this one jar. That's kind of the cost, right? If you break that down, I think I made 11 out of this one container. Now it's a good thing I sell that for $20 a pound as compared to $10 a pound. So, it's a little bit more expensive, but still make good money on it. The reason I use powders is because it just helps with the moisture. I'm not adding any kind of moisture or oils back into it, right? Is it right or wrong? I don't know. It's what I do, right? It's what I do.
I'd be inclined to agree with you, man. I just had that conversation with a guy today that was making like different seasonings and stuff, and we were kind of talking a little bit out loud about that back and forth, and he suggested to me using, because I talked about making a spicy honey or a hot honey that's been ever so popular around just the nation, really. People can't get enough of it, and I want to make sure to get some of that market share too. But he suggested that, and I said, I like the idea, but I'm like, it does give me a little bit of pause. I'm like, whereas if I add too much moisture to something, I do now run the risk of potential fermentation, and I'm like, that would be a bad thing.
So that's the only thing I don't use the powder on for my hot honey. Now it takes my hot honey a lot longer than like what you saw Brian Coper do in his video with the flakes and the dried peppers, because mine does introduce moisture back in, and then I have to dehydrate it back down. Yeah. But I can taste the fresh pepper as compared to like a Mike's hot honey where it's just like crushed red peppers, and it's just a different flavor. I've done it both ways. I just prefer the fresh one myself, but it's not a right or wrong way, right? It's just what you're willing to put in for time.
Sure.
But yeah, I try not to add moisture into the honey at all.
That's some good advice.
Hey Bob, you need to trademark that. It's not how to. It's what I do.
It's how I do.
Yeah.
No,
hey, that's in his song. That is in his song.
You say it's not a how-to video. It's what I do. See, you just changed to what if you got your own little tagline there.
Bob, can you play that song on here?
I absolutely can if you let me share my screen. Let me see here. Barry's Best Honey.
I got it right here.
It's just like the Cincinnati Bengals started saying "who day" instead of "who dat."
All right, let me.
This is what I got.
This is gonna be good.
Is that it?
Yep, that's one version of it.
You can't hardly hear it.
I can't hear it.
Here, let me do it with sharing my audio. It'll come through that.
I don't want to get into all that. I'll shut something off if I do that.
It's cutting in.
Remember, I thought this was a hack. All right, what you trying to
add me in, Joey? All right. You want the classic rock version or the other version? The one you were just listening to. Classic rock. All right.
Is it muted?
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
I got nothing.
That's a pretty good one, Bob. I like that.
I don't know what's happening there.
Bob, we can't hear you either.
Yeah, you're muted, Bob.
I guess I need to remove it when we start over.
Yeah, something's not right.
Hey, it wasn't playing.
It wasn't playing.
At the same time, I could see you talking, and we couldn't hear you either.
Just
What did it do? Mute it out for? It can't be copyright because I own it.
Get us all thrown off of here.
Try it again.
All right, I'll try it again. You didn't hear any of it? It shut off immediately?
None of it.
It was just circling. It wasn't.
The little record was turning. It's like you got a bad needle on that vinyl.
I think so.
Oh man, I'm sitting there jamming out to it. All right, let's try this again.
There we go.
Can you hear it now?
Yep.
Yep, good.
Morning sun is rising over southeast Louisiana. Suiting up, boots on, watch the bees wake with the dawn. Camera rolling as I'm walking through the rows of humming hives. This ain't a how-to, it's just how I live my life. Berries, best honey, sweet as the bayou breeze. Golden rivers flowing from the hard work of my bees. It's just a vlog of a bee keeper's day, but the honey tells the story in its own warm way. Smoke drifting gentle as I crack another frame. I whisper to the workers, every hive I call by name. Cypress shadows dancing while the summer air gets thick. Living slow and steady, nature's rhythm does the trick. Berries, best honey, sweet as the bayou breeze. Golden rivers flowing from the hard work of my bees. It's just a vlog of a bee keeper's day, but the honey tells the story in its own warm way. Every drop of memory of calm and buzzing light, every sting a lesson that keeps my heart upright. Berries, best honey, sweet as the bayou breeze. Golden rivers flowing from the hard work of my bees. It's just a vlog, but you can come along where the hives and the hum make a simple life strong. Buzzing in the sunset, letting daylight in. Berries, best honey, made by bees and a friend.
I guess I only thought I had time when I retired. Wow, Bob.
Man, I was wishing I had long hair so I could thrash, and I was playing air guitar and all that good stuff.
Now there's a second version that you got as well, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's the same lyrics, just a different tune, a little bit.
I'll give it a whirl. Now that I know it's not going to blow my phone up.
So yeah, it's just something fun I was kicking around with.
That's AI that did that?
AI wrote the lyrics. AI wrote the music. All we did is put in a few things like that it was a beekeeping vlog. So it says your cameras are rolling while you're walking through your hives. It's just a vlog of a beekeeper's day. Let me see.
That's
Oh yeah, what's
scary
the
stuff,
thing?
man.
It's this ain't a how-to. It's just how I live my life.
Yeah, that's some scary stuff, man. You can just put that in, and it does that.
And I mean, I could basically use the same lyrics and change the genre over and over and over again.
Right.
We could make it death metal, heavy metal. We could make it soul, blues. Did you hear Joey's? You didn't hear Joey's.
No.
You need, hey, Barry, Mike, you need to use that as like walk-up music to go speak somewhere.
Yeah, walk-up music.
Yeah.
Mary's best, honey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clip it and see if I can get it up and make me a new intro of my video.
I can just send you. I can send you the files to your email, Mike. If you message me your email, I can shoot you the files.
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter. I probably won't do it anyway. I'm gonna play it for some people though. I know that.
But yeah, I kind of went through a bunch of people, and I did one for Phil. You listen to yours, Phil? You gotta check. Yeah, check your Facebook Messenger. You got your own songs.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it. I had since 4:30 to 5:30 this morning. I've been going nonstop.
So,
I hit the market, and I got in the car to head to my mom.
The name of Joey's is called "Hey, It's Me Again, Joey."
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's the name of the tune. Randy McCaffrey he likes hip hop music. And that's something we have in common.
I heard Joey's and Randy's. I was re-listening to your show. I didn't hear the rerun.
So I made him a hip hop song. His was probably the shortest of everybody's, but it's just funny. And Mike's got a kind of classic rock. I like Mike's too, big Mike's. So if you're on the No Life Beekeeping group, go to the album. All the songs are listed there, including Mike's, or at least one version of them. I didn't put all the versions. But everybody's is on there. They can give it a listen.
Well, now I got to hear my song. I'm going to go ahead and roll, fellas, because that's all I can
it turns out to be exit music.
Yeah, y'all play it. I'm going to exit stage left there. All right,
seeing you,
guys,
Mike.
I'm going to let y'all go.
It's good talking to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See you later.
Let me get out of this thing. How you get out?
They want me to play Randy's. Let's see. Let me find it first before. I know it's in here. Ode to the Dirt Rooster. Okay. They want me to play Randy's. It's short.
I ain't seen it yet.
There you go. All right, now. Here we go.
Yeah. Hey, down in Mississippi where the river flows wide, the dirt roosters calling with the morning tide. Got the beekeeping blues and the sun's burning bright. Honey in the air and the heat feels right. Oh, the dirt rooster singing with his old rusty knife, cutting out the high with the buzz of life. Mississippi beekeeping, honey running wild, taking out the hive like the devil's child. Got my gloves on tight and the smoke is burning slow. Gotta calm them bees down, let them know where to go. The honey's golden, sweetest of the skies, but I ain't afraid to get stung, just a part of the ride. Oh, the dirt rooster singing with his old rusty knife, cutting out the hive with the buzz of life. Mississippi beekeeping, honey running wild, taking out the hive. Honeybees in the land we roam. A man's gotta hustle when he's far from home. The dirt rooster's working. Yeah, it's a hard fight, but the sweetness in the struggle when the sun sets right. Oh, the dirt rooster singing with his old rusty knife, cutting out the hive with the buzz of life. Mississippi beekeeping, honey running wild, taking out the hive like the devil's child. Yeah.
And then it just starts over. So that's we have Brian. I've got a ton of them on here. I just don't remember which one is which until you click it. No, metal. No, more metal. Rat Pack, no. 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 Where is it? Oh, maybe it's load more. Okay, that's the problem. Did y'all hear Ian's?
Yeah, I did.
Ian's is great. I saw the movie.
Trying to find the one.
Oh,
Here you go.
yeah.
This is it.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sunrise over Hopkins, South Carolina skies. Wooden hives waking, buzzing golden light. Suit up and step into the morning breeze. Sweet work awaits among the willow trees. Smoke rolls gentle, calm and slow. Keeper and bees in a honeyed flow. Whoa. Walker Bee Ranch where the honey runs free. Fields full of flowers and hard-working bees. From the comb to the jar, nature's legacy. Walker Bee Ranch, sweet home to me. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Sweet home to me. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Queen holds the crown, workers on patrol. Hexagon cities built from wax and soul. Boots on the ground, sun on my back, bringing pure gold in a mason stack. Hear that hum, harmony, nature's gift in every beat. Oh, yeah. Walker Bee Ranch where the honey runs free. Fields full of flowers and hard-working bees. From the comb to the jar, nature's legacy. Walker Bee Ranch, sweet home to me. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Sweet home to me. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Season to season, nectar flows. Hopkins winds and summer glows. We protect what the wild bestows. Oh, yeah. Walker Bee Ranch where the honey runs free. With every drop, it's family. From the comb to the jar, nature's legacy. Walker Bee Ranch, sweet home to me. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Sweet home to me. Sweet home.
All right. Yeah, you can use it on YouTube videos.
When you doing different verses like that, you have to put it in a different section or something on there.
Nope.
It
writes everything. We can do one for let's see. Didn't we do Mike's on here last time?
I don't know who you did somebody's.
All right, so let's say we did one for Tom and Melissa. All right, so we do like via honeybees, right? And then we put Tom and Melissa. And then they're in Missouri, Missouri.
Maybe put something in there too about Tom being right, Melissa not being. Something like that.
Oh, I'll do it.
What's
Tom is right.
Tom, don't you call it the clean side of the river?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Melissa is wrong.
Hey, Bob, can you put in there, Melissa's always working while Tom's always talking?
That's going to be one fun song. You know that?
While Tom is talking. And let's see. We got to make sure it's beekeeping, right? Beekeeping. And we'll say honey. And then we'll just hit generate and see what it'll give us a recommended genre when it's done writing the lyrics for the song. and then we
What's
can
the
change
name of
it before
What's
we
the name of
generate.
that program, Bob?
This one is called AI Song Generator. I actually paid for it.
That's just it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Actually, I believe, I don't know. I don't have any coupon codes or anything. It basically costs me every single song I make, because it gives you an allotted amount of credits, right? And then every time you write a song or a video or whatever, it deducts from the credits. But I bought this for like a year, so I've just been.
Now, when it does the lyric, can you go back and tweak that lyric, or just the music?
I haven't been able to really tweak the lyrics that much. You can't edit it like when it pops up. I can go in and edit it before I generate the song and do it that way to make some changes. But sometimes it'll like.
Look at there.
What in the X is going on?
Boz would be happy to sing. That's his dog.
But I just think it's, I don't know. I think it's a cool technology, at least at this level. For song generation. Okay, let's see. It says we should do country, Americana, and folk. Do you have a preferred genre, Tom?
How about country?
Country?
That sounds like a country song, doesn't it?
I didn't see a country rock on there. It had
Well, I can do this. I can go down to genre.
I was looking for one the other day.
I can do rock, classic rock.
Well, he wanted I was just asking.
Well, you can add styles, right? So it could be like country and classic rock together, which gives you a little bit more upbeat type. Whoops. One too many marks there.
Do that. Do both of those. That sounds good.
All right. And then we just said generate. And what did it name the song? Honeybees in Missouri. I don't know if it used it uses Tom and Melissa quite a bunch in here. The chorus is, but Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. He's working while he sings the song. The hive's humming and the day rolls on, honey in the air, and the love is so strong.
If that music makes it out into the mainstream world, I will be dead, you guys.
Tonight, Tom?
What I'm asking is, would somebody say something very nice at my funeral?
I'll play this song as the walk-in theme.
We'll let JW say something.
I think this
He definitely would say something nice about me, Joey.
All right. It takes it a few minutes to generate.
What'd you say, Philip?
Hey, Joey, I heard JW say something nice about me one time, but I think he was sick. I think he was ill. He wasn't feeling well.
Well, we have thumbnails, so that's a good sign. So we're going to world premiere the song right here on Joey's Live.
Oh, boy.
So basically, you're just giving it ideas, right? All right, we're ready. We got two versions of the song. So, are we ready for this?
Yep.
I don't know.
Ready?
Tom's in the field with a smoker in hand. Melissa's inside working the land.
I just work the land inside.
Bees are buzzing, the sun is high. Tom's talking about honey as the hours pass by. But Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song. Hives humming, the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong. Melissa's up early, she's making the jars. Tom's telling tales about the moon and the stars. Bees keep buzzing as they fly and roam, but Melissa's the one bringing honey home. Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song. The high's humming, the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong. There's a rhythm to life in Missouri's fields where the sun sets slow and the soul yields. Tom might talk, but Melissa knows beekeeping's magic where the honey flows. Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song. The hives humming, the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong. In the glow of the sunset, side by side, Tom and Melissa let the honey slide. With bees and love in the Missouri air, they'll always be a perfect pair.
Rest in peace, Tom. All right, so that was version 1.
Thanks, Mike.
Version 2 will have the same lyrics, but it could be sung totally different.
Tom's in the field with a smoker in hand. Melissa's inside working the land. The bees are buzzing, the sun is high. Tom's talking about honey as the hours pass by. But Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song. The hives hum and the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong. Melissa's up early, she's making the jars. Tom's telling tales about the moon and the stars. The bees keep buzzing as they fly and roam, but Melissa's the one bringing honey home. But Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song.
You get an idea.
And the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong.
A little bit slower.
There's a rhythm to life in Missouri's fields where the sun sets slow and the soul yields. Tom might talk, but Melissa knows beekeeping's magic where the honey flows. Tom is right and Melissa's wrong. She keeps working while he sings his song. The hives hum and the day rolls on. Honey in the air and a love so strong. In the glow of the sunset, side by side. Tom and Melissa let the honey slide with bees in love in the Missouri air. They'll always be a perfect pair.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he bailed you out with that first.
It's forever on the internet.
I like the second one better. Can you email that to me?
Yeah. Message me on Facebook your email and I'll shoot it to you.
So, yeah, he bailed you out at the end with the perfect pair, I think.
I know, right? Yeah, that part I
You
genuinely
were
like.
in trouble until that. It's like pulled it right out of the ditch, right at the end.
Yep.
But it's stuff you guys joke about, right? So
Oh, absolutely.
it'll be DC's. He said you might catch a knife. But I already put it on the album as we were sitting here. And let me download it as a high quality song. High quality song. And all right, I'll stop sharing. I took up enough of Joey's show.
That's cool. That's fun.
We could play all these songs at the Nobby dinner.
Let's see.
What did we miss over in the chat? Anything?
They were jamming out to the tunes. All right, now you have to let Melissa know that this was your input. I had nothing to do with this.
I'm telling her that it was Philip's fault. Can we all agree on that?
All she's got to do is watch the video.
Well, maybe I'm not sure what we'll do about that, Mike. We're just gonna.
We'll have to talk to Joey about that. You're gonna have to grease him pretty hard to get this to just yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
You
just
have
all
to pay
agree
him
it's
a lot of
Philip's
money to
fault,
take
right?
it down.
Oh, I already sent it.
We can just throw Philip under this bus and pull over and back over him a couple times.
Tom, I think it's going to send you a link to a share file because of the size of the songs.
Yeah, it'll probably take a minute to fire over, I'm sure.
load it up and go put it right in bed next to her and play it. Tom is right, and you're wrong.
Hey, Mike, I don't want to wake up mad.
See, that's like a whole business right there. I could just make songs about people, right? You broke up with your ex, you want to make a shitty song, a bad song about them. Just send me all the information for $9.99. You can get your hate song for your ex.
You PayPal?
Yep, PayPal. Just PayPal.
No, PayPal.
Oh yeah, like KTEL. Yep.
Yeah.
But I find it fascinating.
It's pretty amazing.
I mean, you just put in a few things, few sayings, few topics or something, and it just writes it.
Yep. Yeah, we just hit 9 o'clock.
10 o'clock here.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close the chat down. Appreciate everybody over there coming in, listening to us sing and play.
It's good times.
See y'all later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks, Joey.